Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Welcome to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Zach, and today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I got the folded space insert for Tapestry, and I'd never had a folded space insert before, and I had just a little bit of trouble myself putting it together initially. I think overall it was easy to figure out how the pieces went together, but since there were two different types that you could make, I think that's what kind of made it confusing because there are some pieces you didn't use, and then depending on which version, you might have used like the back of one, but then the front of that same one if you did it the other way. So that made it a little bit confusing. So I thought maybe I'd just put a video together quick, showing kind of how before I glue mine together, how I believe the pieces all fit together. I tried putting them all together and actually putting the stuff in there, and it seems like this was correct. And I did I think the version 2, where if you have snap-on bases, you can fit them in there then. I do not actually have the snap-on bases, but I do have a extra set of dice for every player, so I thought having that extra space in there either way would be nice, and that way, if I ever did get the snap-on bases, it would already be set up this way. So, first off, let's try zooming in. For this piece, I was thinking I should get the insert pieces, but I had messed up a couple times, so I could look back and try to find where these are. But I'll link below. I think there was an updated one for version 2, and I was looking at that, and I was on the Facebook group. I think Joe from Stonemaier Games had posted that there, so I can maybe try to share that below. But so I used that, and overall, if you're looking for specific pieces, I believe this will be the base piece, and on the back it has something else. So this was one that I was originally, I think I had upside down, and then the backs of these that I'm using looks like these. And I think these are supposed to go to the outside. That was another thing I was a little confused on. At first I had them on the inside, but then some pieces had the artwork and they could only go on the outside. So now I'm assuming it has to go on the outside. I'm guessing you could do it either way, and it should come together. But you can just put that together quickly to show you, I think, what it's supposed to look like. So this one's not too difficult. It's just kind of a box, and it holds all the different landmarks, and it kind of shows what goes in there and not. It's got the artwork on the sides. I'm sure you could kind of switch the different sides around how you wanted, but I don't know that you're going to always be looking at that artwork anyway, so I don't know if that overly matters. So that's one piece. Then another piece here, kind of the other biggest piece, is made up of, I think it's 5 different pieces. So we've got the 4 different ones that go on the outside, and then kind of this one that divide, a little divider. So on the other sides of these, if you're looking for artwork, that's what those look like. And that looks like that. And I didn't, some of them don't have artwork on the other side, but that could be a good indicator to help you know if you're on the right track or not. So then this one, I'll be interested to see kind of how, I've never had them before, so yeah, in the comments below if you've had folded space inserts before, let me know how well. I think I saw a lot of people in the Facebook group say they use Elmer's glue on these ones usually, so that's what I'm going to be using, but I'm hoping the glue will hold together pretty well. I mean, definitely once you know how to put this together, they go together really easy, so it should be easy once you kind of have the right pieces. And then we've got this one, and there's a couple that actually look like this one, so this is kind of going to be the same for most of the building ones, but not all. So, on the other sides of these ones, and I think this, if I remember right, I think this piece was all together, so this one's probably one of the easier ones to figure out. So, and that one obviously will go together like this. So a lot of these are very boxy with dividers in them. I think that's probably how a lot of inserts are. But then kind of got, so I'll do the one different one, slightly different. I think these pieces were all together in the insert as well. So the gray one, kind of the gray outside on it. You can put that one together. So you've got that. And the blue one, which is very close to the red one. It's kind of like that. You put those together. I think kind of once you have one of these put together, you kind of know how they go, but that gray one is slightly different. I think it's just to kind of get everything to fit back in the box, just because it can go up to 5 players, so kind of to keep it even. The other 4, I believe, are all the same. So if you look at the yellow one, I think the green one as well. That ready. Yeah, this one kind of has a yellow background. So these are, I would say these were probably the easiest pieces, and a lot of them are kind of together. But I think there's just kind of a few that are a little bit more difficult, just because there's kind of 2 ways to do it, and that does make it a little more confusing. I don't know if they do that typically with all of their inserts. Like I said, this was the first one I had gotten, but I just thought it would hopefully be helpful to someone, maybe. So that one's pretty easy. Then we've got this piece here, so where you can keep some of your dice. And then another 2 of the landmarks, so you got the stadium and the monolith. And here you've got, these ones don't have artwork on them, but you've got kind of the 2 pieces that have the dice and the monolith. Those can kind of go in here. Put that little divider in, keep the dice separate, and fit your 2 miniatures in there. So I think on the back of that one it's got that piece as well. So I think depending, like I said, on what version you're doing, it's going to be a little bit different. So if you're going to try to do version 1, then it's going to be slightly different than what I'm showing you right now. And then there's 2 of these ones, which are done exactly the same. There's no artwork on any of this, but essentially you'll just be putting these in here, having this, and then this is where you can put your little upgrade tokens from the art and architecture expansion if you have that one. This was one that I'd put one together for, and then I pulled up those tiles and I was like, this is not fitting in here, and then I realized there was actually a secondary one, so it did fit all of it. But this little divider actually has a place to go into. It's kind of weird that that one does, but most of these other ones don't. I found that a little weird, but it still works. Then on the sides of these ones, you've got your different, totally blanking. It's just the tapestry cards. No, it's just the location, sorry. The location tiles. And this one you've got a little planet there. And I guess the rest of it doesn't have artwork on the pieces. But for this one, you can kind of usually tell once you have the right pieces in here. This one goes on the end. And then you can have this on the end. Oh boy. That goes in there like that. Put that little divider in there. And you can lay your tiles down in here. At first I thought they had to be set up like this way, lined up this way, but actually you can set them straight down, which is nice. They fit in there pretty nicely. And we've got 2 more pieces. See if I can remember how to put these together now. But for these ones, I think I'd originally done these ones slightly incorrectly too, but there's these 2 longer pieces that you've got here. They don't have any artwork on them. And you've got a few smaller pieces. One will go on the end here. And you can kind of tell if you've done it wrong too, because there will be certain artwork on here, and obviously originally I had it like splitting the card, and that's obviously probably not how it's supposed to go. Then you got a piece with a little hole in it that'll go there, so that you can set this one down right in there. So then you've got those all divided out. I wasn't sure if there was something on the back there. And then these 2 little ones, I believe, lock in on the ends here. Kind of a nice smaller one there. And then last but not least, we got this one, which is made up of several pieces. This is another one that you'll find out if you're doing it incorrectly or not based on where the dividers will go. But you'll keep your Tapestry cards, your tech cards, and your solo Automa cards. But these ones will go in on the outsides of those. You've got these. It will go in this way. I think this is the one that made me see that some of the artwork was forced to be outside, because I think otherwise, what do you think? Actually, I suppose you could have it on the inside and do it that way. For some reason I was thinking it had to be on the outside, but it can probably be either way you want it to. Just kind of have to decide that before you start gluing it. So then this piece will go on the outer edge. This piece will go on the other side. Let's give you something like this. I suppose you can put those on the inside. For some reason I was thinking that had to go that way, but now redoing it I see that it doesn't. So maybe I will put the artwork on the inside. I don't think it's really going to matter to me that much. But then yeah, you put those last dividers in there. And that's putting all of them together. So that is everything inside there put together, and then I think you glue everything. They would kind of stay together, but I think it's going to be better to actually glue them and get them to stay permanently. But yeah, hopefully that was helpful to someone out there, and once I actually get them glued, I'll put everything in there and put it back in the box. So let me know if it'd be helpful to see how to put this back in the box as well, and I can put a video together on that as well. But otherwise, I hope to see you on the next one, and as always, don't forget to keep on nibbling on our content.